The fastest racers in Halo experienced a change of scenery as we transitioned from the intergalactic skies of Coliseum to the mostly flat island of construction for round 2 of HT Supercross Season 10. And it would be Camonized of Teal Team 6 grabbing the second whole shot of the season, the rest of the pack trying to chase him down as they come through this split corner right here. Cat to be kidding me, team leader of Teal Team 6 gets caught up on the pole, a few more drivers getting caught up behind him as well, and it would be Camonized followed closely by Sullyed, race winner of race 1, and Jabbleston. So Cam and Jabbleston, your two heat winners from earlier today, both starting in the top 3. His team leader, Popular, following closely behind him. Hatter is mad, gets pushed over that berm in the steel armor, gets back on track, lands on top of Bromaniac, seems to get kind of disoriented as he's getting back on the track also, and he's going to lose a bunch of time. You'll remember he lost so much time at the beginning of race 1, and now having to make up that time again in race 2. Bromaniac 35 of Main Event Guaranteed goes down right before this whoop section, and then almost does an endo through the front door on the whoops as well. Squeezu gets caught up behind him. Popular, after that great start in 4th, cases that jump in the rhythm section and gets over the back of the berm right here. He's going to lose several positions. I think he loses 6 spots right there. So this huge pack of drivers coming through right here. You see about 7 drivers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all coming through in the span of about a second right here. Multiple teammates, lots of battles happening there. These guys all fighting for a spot in the top 5. The Venom Fallacy cases that rhythm section, trying to get up the inside of Detail. And God's Regret gets up the inside of D-Mills NY, but isn't quite able to complete that section. So now Detail up the inside of him as we come through this berm, this split corner before the whoop section. A lot of guys preferring this outside line. Detail not with the best run through that though. God's Regret and D-Mills going to get away from it a little bit, and Popular up the outside trying to make this pass. They're going to split the lanes right here. The inside starts off slow with this roller, but then you double onto this tabletop and you get a good run towards the end of it. The Venom Fallacy almost gets up the inside, makes contact with his teammate. Luckily, they're able to keep it clean. Remember, those two fought for a large portion of race 1 and now together again in race 2, but way further back in the pack. That's Camonized up in front, followed by Sullyed, Jabbleston. Nuked Ice Cream has made his way up to 4th. And that means all 4 teams are represented in the top 4 right now. Remember, everyone fighting for that team bonus that gives every member of the leading team a +1 to their overall leaderboard. Here's Cat to be kidding me getting up the inside of D-Mills NY after he doubles through that previous rhythm section. These guys side by side, both going to let off, try to downside the Supercross triple perfectly. Kitty probably going to have the better run on the outside through these whoops, but D-Mills almost makes the inside work, isn't quite able to make it happen, and he's going to fall into the clutches of God's Regret. Not a teammate, but God's Regret wearing those same colors as Team Muck this week. These guys navigating this rhythm section, but Cat to be kidding me goes too far on that final jump. Front end high, gets put off the Mongoose. He's going to lose 3 spots as D-Mills, Regret, and Popular all make their way through. This pack's still pretty large in the back here. Here's the fight for 3rd. Nuked Ice Cream thought Jabbleston was going to get through that section a little bit quicker and tried to double in behind him, but lands right on the back of him, has a really bad time there, and he's going to fall into the clutches of that D-Mills and God's Regret fight. And Bromaniac 35 of Main Event Guarantee gets put on his back like a little cockroach after the Venom Fallacy messes up that section and holds up a couple of guys on that corner. And Nuked Ice Cream with another mistake here as he's behind Jab again, and that's going to allow D-Mills and God's Regret through. So Nuked Ice Cream, your 2nd place finisher in race 1, having a hard time making his way through the pack here. You can see both the Monster Energy Boomers riders here with their teammate Jabbleston up front, Popular, and the Venom Fallacy back here fighting around this 6th, 7th place spot, and Detail behind these guys with Cat to be kidding me, team leader of Teal Team 6, sandwiched between the Monster Energy Boomers riders. So again, a lot of the teams represented within these individual fights here. This is a big group pack. The Venom Fallacy, Cat to be kidding me, both taking this outside. Kitty up the inside of Popular. That's a fight between team leaders, and Teal Team 6 gonna take that one over Monster Energy Boomers for the time being. And the Venom Fallacy around the outside of his teammate and team leader also. Nearly a huge moment right here as your race leader, Camonized of Teal Team 6, cases the finish line jump, almost endos, is able to save it, stay ahead of Sullyed. And Regret over the back of the berm right here. Regret, a free agent, the highest placing free agent right now in this particular race. And Nuked Ice Cream is going to get back by him on board now with the Venom Fallacy. His team leader again messing up that section. He's going to get passed again by Detail of Main Event Guaranteed. But Popular not giving up on this one, side by side over the Supercross triple, but Popular kind of overcompensates, lets off the gas too much for it. But these guys still fighting. The Venom Fallacy up the inside of his team leader, and he's going to take over that spot, so we'll see if he can track down Detail. Meanwhile, Nuked Ice Cream, team leader of Main Event Guaranteed, current second in points, is going to get passed by God's Regret here, as a lot of guys making a mistake in that rhythm section, trying to take that outside, not quite able to double their way through. They're coming up a little bit short on it. Here's Detail going a little long on that single into the corner, goes over the back of the berm, and then trying to re-enter the track, gets in the way of Popular, and both of these guys going to mess up this rhythm section. The Venom Fallacy going to double around the outside, get a free double pass right there. That actually come back as a penalty for Detail. Fortunately for him, he didn't end up losing a spot because of it, but Squeezu of Teal Team 6, who didn't make the main event last week, still close with these guys, but gets a free ride on the back of Detail right there, falls off his goose, doesn't have a great run through this whoop section, and then goes through the front door like we almost saw Bromaniac do earlier in the race, and he's gonna have to fully get back on the goose there. Speaking of Bromaniac, there he goes with Office right behind him, so Squeezu losing a ton of time in that interaction. Here we are back on board with God's Regret as he's chasing down Jabelson and Nuked Ice Cream. Nuked Ice Cream trying to get around and taking that inside, but Regret gonna hold that position, and these guys getting really close to Jabelson of Monster Energy Boomers in third place. Jab was having a hard time with that rhythm section. Nuked with an unorthodox line up that inside. I like that. He kind of hopped on the rut after taking the inside. I think he was saving that line. Didn't really show that one off through practice at all, but then messes up this split section right afterwards. So all that work he put in to get that pass on Regret done, he's going to have to do it again. The Venom Fallacy and D-Mills NY fighting this one out behind that group, and a couple more riders behind them. Looks like Detail still and Popular. Venom with an aggressive move up the inside after the finish line, gonna go wide, coming in this berm. A lot of these guys preferring the outside. This is the faster line, trying to double over this whole Dragon's Back. They're gonna split the lanes here. D-Mills taking this inside line. Venom Fallacy gonna double through. Let's see if he can make a pass. D-Mills gets caught up a little bit, trying to single into that berm, trying to jump as far as he can to defend that position. They're gonna be side by side over the Supercross triple. Venom Fallacy up the inside, aggressive move, makes that block pass happen before the whoops. And if he can hold that drive on through the whoops, it looks like he's going to try to complete this pass as they go side by side through this rhythm section. Remember, the inside slow at the beginning, but catches back up, so Venom up the inside, but D-Mills being really stingy with that position, and that's bringing Detail right back into this. A three-way fight between three different teams right here. Detail now trying to get to the inside of the Venom Fallacy. All these guys coming through this rutted out straightaway right here, and Popular, team leader of Monster Energy Boomer, still behind them. Venom and Detail coming up a little bit short on that Dragon's Back, and Venom, after messing up, goes a little wide on that berm and comes right back on the track into Detail. Both these guys gonna case, and Popular up the inside. Now his turn to get a free double pass. So these three riders duking it out for pretty much the entire race up to this point. Here's the battle for third. Regret has made his way up to Jabelson and trying to get this outside pass right here. It looks like he's gonna get it done through the rock turn as we head towards the finish line. Regret with an absolutely amazing ride right now after finishing dead last in the main events of our preseason race and race 1, now fighting for a podium against established veteran drivers, getting around Jabelson with that block pass, and Nuked Ice Cream right behind these guys in 5th. Let's see as they split the lanes here what's going to happen. And Cat to be kidding me, team leader of Teal Team 6 behind these guys also, but Nuked Ice Cream through the middle as Jab and Regret both mess up that section, and Nuked gonna split the difference and get into the final podium spot right here. Goes to the inside though, not quite able to hold it, trying to make that inside work, but he would eventually get that pass done on all those guys, so he would move into the final podium spot. And here's the battle for 4th, still raging on between Jabelson, God's Regret, and Kitty, as Cat to be kidding me has made his way up to this fight, up the inside of Regret, the team leader of Teal Team 6, trying to get into this top 5 position right here. Gonna cut down. Regret might have held up Kitty just a little bit there, didn't quite get the drive to clear that Dragon's Back, and both these guys gonna go to the outside. Jabelson with a little bit of mistake, and Regret aggressive up the inside on the berm. You don't need a whole lot of that berm to clear this first double, so you can cut to the end of it on that line the way that Regret's doing. Jab trying to get up the inside, but Regret holds it on impressively around the outside, so a great fight for that 4th place position right now. And Kitty on the outside looking in, has a great drive through the end of the whoops. He's going to get to the inside of Jab and actually cross over back to the outside, and Jab with a little mistake right there, so he's going to go from 3rd all the way back to 6th. Here we are on the final lap, and D-Mills NY and Detail, Muck versus Main Event Guaranteed. These guys ranked very similarly as we head into the season. Great to see them battling on the track. Detail up the inside, trying to make this last lap pass through the whoops. Detail with a better run through the end of it, and he's gonna get that position for now, but goes to this inside and goes a little too far trying to roll it, goes a little too fast, and D-Mills is gonna end up getting that position. Hatter is mad. I don't know what he was going for right there, but jumps into the poles. Him and Office gonna drag race it on this final lap as we head towards the finish. Had her off the side of the track, but barely holds onto that position. But it would be Camonized of Teal Team 6 grabbing his first win of Season 10, the first win for Teal Team 6. Sullyed, winner of last week, finishes second. Nuked Ice Cream back on the podium in third. God's Regret with an incredible ride in fourth. And Cat to Be Kidding Me would hold on to that final top 5 spot over Jabbleston. So 2 Teal Team 6 riders in the top 5, their teammate Squeezoo down there in 14th, but all 3 of those guys in the main event, which is more than can be said for last week for sure. And Teal Team 6 would get the most points of any of the teams today, but look at how close it is between your top 3 teams. Main event guaranteed moves past Muck, and Sully's still going to hold on to the points lead after 1-2 finishes in the first 2 races with 27 points. Nuked Ice Cream right behind him, and Camonized making a bid for this championship with his first win in his first race. But everything very much still up in the air, so many storylines yet to develop as we head for race 3 this Saturday.